A warm welcome to everyone. I am Haripriya, Assistant Professor, Department of Costume Design and Fashion, and I am going to present a lecture video on a laboratory course, Fabric Structure and Design. So, in this video, we are going to see about what is fabric structure and design. So, what is mean by fabric? A fabric, which means in a normal terms we call it as cloth, but in a terminology it is called as fabric. So fabrication, which means preparing something or manufacturing a sample, mainly a cloth, we are known it as cloth. So the fabric, which is manufacturing the yarns, using a yarns we are manufacturing a fabric. So how the structure has been formed. So next step, after the fabric we are going to see about the structure. What is a structure? A structure which means a form. How we can create a form using different structures. So that is the fabric structure. And next, the design. What are the designs we are going to see on this? So design, which means there are various types, different n number types of weaves has been seen, and those weaves can create a different structure in the fabric, so that we can differentiate different fabrics, that is a plain cloth, a twill weave fabric, and then it based on the weave patterns the fabric name has been differed, that is terry-pile cloth, and then denim fabric, derby, jacquard. There are various types, and derby and jacquard, those things are a decorative weave patterns. So it's very difficult to weave, and the unique structure it's called as a derby weave and jacquard weave, because it is very costly, and those weaves has been mainly for a decorative weave purpose, and it is in a decorative fabrics. So those things has been mentioned. It is a fabric, and this is different structures of the fabrics. So next, what is the manufacturing process? Weaving, it is a manufacturing process of fabric, and knitting, it is also a manufacturing process of fabric, and a non-woven. So the fabric has been prepared on those different types, that is weaving, knitting and non-woven. Weaving, which means the interlacement of yarns. So the yarns has been interlaced, that is one up and one down. So it is interlacements. It is a weaving pattern. So n different types of interlacements has been done to create a different weaving patterns, that is plain, twill, rib, satin, derby, jacquard, and the various types of weave, and the count of the yarns, that is the warp yarn and weft yarn. What is warp yarn and weft yarn? So the straight, there are two types of yarns used in a cloth. So which one is lengthwise, it is called as warp yarn, which is stiff. Seems to be a stiff yarns, so it is a warp yarns. And which is a filling yarn, or it is having some flexibility, it is called as weft yarn. So it is a interlacements. So warp and weft as interlacements. So those two yarns interlaced to create a weaving pattern, that is a fabric. It is an interlacement. We will call it as a weaving patterns. Okay, we are going to next. It is knitting. Knitting is an interlooping. So interlooping, which means the loop structure has been created. So based on the loop structure, the yarns has been looped with the different loop structures, and different yarns has been used. That is warp yarn and weft yarn. Okay, in a knitting, we won't call it as a warp yarn and weft yarn. We call it as course and veils. Course, C-O-U-R-E-S, course. So course yarns, which means the warp yarns, and veils, which is the weft yarns. So interlooping of course and veils, we call it as a knitting pattern. So what is knitting? So mainly we used in different knitting fabrics are pearl knit, rib knit, and circular knitting. There are n numbers of knitting types. So this is a second weave type. We can use it as another manufacturing process of fabric. Finally, the non-woven. The non-woven, which means what are all the next processes? Intermeshing. The intermeshing of yarns, it is called as non-woven. So the non-woven is another type of manufacturing process, and it is used in various fields Like we are day to day life we are using in various places, that is wet tissues and napkins, a mask, and mainly we used it in a medical field. The non-oven plays a various and very important role and vital role in a medical field. So those fabric, we are knowing it is an apparel field alone having the fabrics. No, there are various n numbers of fields are included in textiles. So those fabrics plays a vital roles. So in this laboratory course, we are going to see what is the structure in between those fabrics and structures and how that structure has been created. So first we use pick glasses for verifying. So this is the pig glass. Using this pig glass, we can verify the yarn structure. So it is a lens-like structure. So we can use for different viewing the weaving structures. So using this lens-like structure, we can verify what is a weave pattern included in the fabric, and we can draw using the draft plan, and we can finalize using the peg plan. So using those draft plan and peg plan, we can differentiate the weave patterns and we can find what is the weave pattern included in different fabrics and how the fabric has been used in various fields. So in this video, I'm just giving an intro about it, and finally in the next videos we can see what are all the weaves and how the weave has been created. Thank you.